there guys, alright, welcome back to another awesome video. And I know I did a short literally a month ago, briefly touching upon the possibility of who could we see casted as Superman in James Gunn's Superman Legacy. And I touched upon that a little briefly. This video I wanted to kind of like expand a little bit upon that because reason number one is that not that much news, but a few updates have happened since a month has passed. And two, a few other possibilities and candidates have come to my attention that I think would be really good choices for the Man of Steel. So let's get this out of the way. And so one little small update that has changed since a month has passed is that James Gunn is looking for a young actor. He's looking for someone younger to be a young Superman, a young Kal-El, a young Clark Kent. And that makes sense. And what's funny is how I have this list. And it's not necessarily like a list per se, like a top 10 list. It's just a list of 6 actors I think would be great for the role of Superman. And what's funny is I intentionally, but also unintentionally, have it where it's from youngest to oldest. It's funny in that sense, and also it's funny in the other sense that the youngest of the entire bunch is like my first pick in terms of young actor. In terms of oldest actor is my first choice for like an older Superman. And bear in mind, these guys aren't too young, but they're not too old. So I don't know if these guys would count. I think James Gunn wants somebody younger than these actors, but hey, this is the fun and this is the beauty of fan casting, is that if one of these actors happens to wind up playing Superman, great. If they don't whatsoever and they get someone younger or they get someone completely different, that's okay too. It's just the fun and beauty of this is you get to just speculate and come up with ideas and just be creative with it. And DC may or may not take that idea. So let's start from youngest to oldest. My first youngest choice, like definitely if out of all the youngest actors out there that I looked up that would probably fit the bill for Superman, is Ansel Elgort. So yes, Baby himself from Baby Driver, and I know he did another movie that people know him from, but I most notably know him from Baby Driver. He is 29 years old. I feel that it's almost borderline, but I feel that could work if you're talking younger. If we're talking younger, I think 20s, I think mid-20s, maybe almost 30. So Ansel is almost 30, and I feel maybe a 30-year-old person or someone in their 30s could still pull off Superman. But if we're gonna like kind of lean away from 30s, lean away from 40s, then he's at least technically in his 20s still. He's 29, so that would be great. I think it'd be cool to kind of see him play a superhero. I think he's kind of like a very underrated young actor for his age and for his caliber. So Ansel Elgort, definitely out of all the youngest literary actors I've seen out there, Ansel Elgort I think would be perfect. Next one would be Logan Lerman, who he is 31. You all have probably seen this guy a little bit more than Ansel. I mean, this dude's Percy Jackson. He did the Percy Jackson movies, and I feel like he just has a more recognizable face. And I feel like something like, because like he's got something like that under his belt, Percy Jackson being known for being a lead, being known for playing a hero and a male and main protagonist, I think definitely would help in his favor if he does, hypothetically, get casted to be Superman. So I do like that. Another person who just so happens to also be 31 that would also I think be perfect is Austin Butler. And the reason why I think Austin Butler would pull this off great is I touched on this a little bit in my short, but I'm going to kind of go into a little more detail, is that, he's coming off the success of Elvis, and he's got a few other probably films he's probably going to be doing. I feel this is definitely the right time for James Gunn to grab him and make him the Man of Steel. And the interesting is, I feel that Austin Butler won't necessarily have to bulk up. I feel that, yeah, like you're going to have to bulk up and like work out and get like a nice toned body to pull off Superman. But for whatever reason, specifically Austin Butler, I could see him kind of pulling off that like Christopher Reeve physique that like he didn't have so much muscle. He had a bit of muscle, but he wasn't like super bulked up like say Henry Cavill. So I could see Austin kind of fitting that like skin, like slightly toned, I guess toned body almost. I don't know body types exactly, but I feel like he could be that like sort of like skinny but not too skinny range for Superman. I don't know why. I think that'd be kind of cool as well. My next person I'd say is Nicholas Hoult, who he's 33 years old. He's still somewhat young. He's not like fully in his 30s. He's like early 30s, like in a technicality. But he's 33. He's still somewhat young, and he's kind of not necessarily, quote, fresh off the market, but I mean, he's very new right now in the sense that he's at least doing recent films. He's popped up in recent years. I mean, he did The Menu, and he just recently, his movie with Nicolas Cage came out, Renfield. So I feel like that's going to be a face that people will know and recognize, and I feel he's got that Boy Scout look to him. Plus, he played Beast in X-Men First Class, and in that like first prequel, I guess, X-Men trilogy, if you want to call it a trilogy, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, he's got that under his belt, and funny enough, what's interesting is that he actually, before Robert Pattinson, was a candidate to be Batman, so I do find that intriguing. And so, as much as he would have been cool as Batman, and he probably would be great as Batman for the new DC Cinematic Universe, I think he should try Superman. I think that'd be kind of cool. Now, this is where we have my, quote, oldest actors amongst the 6 here. So, my second to last oldest actor is surprisingly Miles Teller, because I didn't know that Miles Teller was 36 years old. He looks so much younger. I don't know, maybe he's got a baby face or whatever it is, but something about Miles Teller, he just has such a young face that I never would have thought he was 36. Like, he's almost touching 40, which is interesting. But, like, he's got success under him with Top Gun Maverick recently. Sure, he doesn't have the best record in terms of when you think of superhero roles, but I mean, he was a promising young Reed Richards if Fantastic wasn't such a shit show. And he was nominated, if not he won an award for Whiplash. Like, he's phenomenal in Whiplash. And that aside, I feel he definitely has that bulk I feel like he can pull off to be Superman, with most likely them wanting to make Superman a little more like heavier and more muscular. So I think he fits that a little bit. He fits that build almost kind of like, I feel like it could almost be the same build as Will Poulter kind of has for Adam Warlock. So I think that would be kind of funny. And my last person that I have here is I'd say definitely my first choice. Well, actually, I wouldn't say my first choice because, honestly, Miles Teller and this guy would be great no matter what. All these actors would be great. Nothing against them. I'm just saying just how funny it is from youngest, somewhat still youngest, older. But that's Sam Claflin. I mentioned Sam Claflin. I think it'd be kind of cool since we're not getting Henry Cavill to come back for this new cinematic universe. I think it would be great, and it'd be kind of like almost come full circle, is if Henry Cavill or someone maybe took a look at Sam Claflin's filmography and said, hey, this guy worked with Henry Cavill. Let's get him to be Superman. And since Sam Claflin and Henry Cavill were in Enola Holmes and they both played the Holmes brothers, I just think that'd be kind of cool. That's just me personally. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of these actors? Are there any other actors you think that DC would go for or James Gunn would go for? Or is there any that you would want to see play Superman? We have plenty of time to do this. We have until like 2024 or 2025. Because if I'm being honest, recently James Gunn has kind of now shuffled away from doing anything with writing because of now there's a writer's strike going on. So, not that that's an excuse, but I mean, good for him that he's doing that. So this gives a lot of time for Superman Legacy to still be written and casted and production, post-production, all that stuff. So we have plenty of time to speculate if we want to have a fun fan casting chat conversation in the comments section. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash that button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. Make sure you ring that bell. I do new videos every day, week. Share the video with your friends, all that good stuff and more. Please leave some suggestions in the comment section. You name it, I'll look into it as best as possible. Look out for also the other ideas I have that I'm going to do top 10s, trying to do some more reviews, trying to do some all sorts of other stuff, and we're going to try and catch up and bring back streams and bring that back into the schedule. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.